What's up, Kings? It's Keefe. In this video, we're going over a little known reason why guys struggle when it comes to women. And I think this is something that most guys really have no idea that it's an issue. And because they don't know that it's an issue, they don't know how to solve it. So we're going to bring this to your consciousness so that you can deal with it by the end of this video. Now, before we get into that, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and bell icon so you don't miss new videos. And now let's get into it. There are two types of guys who really struggle when it comes to getting girls. The first guy is the guy who, he's like broke, he's out of shape, he has no game, all those kinds of things. And then there's the second guy who's doing pretty well for himself, and yet he is still struggling to get girls. So it's pretty obvious why the first guy's not getting girls, but the question is, why is that second guy not getting girls? The guy who, he might not be the richest guy ever, but he's doing pretty good for himself, and he's in pretty good shape, at least pretty good shape, maybe really good shape, and he's got his crap together to some degree, and yet he's still struggling to get girls. Now, why is that? Maybe this is you. Maybe you're watching this, you're like, yeah, that's totally me. I've put in the work. I kind of built my finances. I'm independent. I'm in pretty good shape. Why am I not getting girls? Well, the big reason for this has to do with two things, and they're very linked. They're very intertwined, that being your expectations and your self-image. Just a couple questions you can ask yourself. Do you actually expect that when you see girls, they're going to be interested in you? And do you expect that if you approached them, you would get good results? Do you think they would be interested in dating you? When you think about yourself, do you see yourself as the kind of guy that girls want to have a piece of? Or do you think you're the kind of guy who doesn't have girls? Guys, understand that we always get our expectations in life, okay? Tom Brady expects to win Super Bowls. Elon Musk expects that he's going to make this affordable rocket that's going to land itself so he can keep using the same rocket over and over again. Even though nobody thinks that's possible, he expects it, so therefore he gets it. The Rock expects that he's going to make a shitty movie and get $100 million out of it. We always get what we expect. So if you're not expecting to get good results with girls, then don't be surprised that they're not coming, that you're not getting those results, no matter how much work you've done. As I mentioned, your expectations and your self-image are very linked. Now, there's a book, it's a very famous book, it's called Cybernetics, and in the book, the author Maxwell Maltz, he was a plastic surgeon. He talks about how he would do plastic surgery on people, and sometimes the surgery would radically change the person's personality and the way they saw themselves and the results they got in life. And then some people, it would have absolutely no effect on them. And this caused him to hypothesize the idea that we have an internal self-image, and that part of our psyche's core responsibility is to keep us in line with our own expectations for ourselves. And this just helps you move through life, because if we can make things typical and predictable and expected, then we can continue to live our lives and survive. And that's kind of the point of your brain ultimately. Your brain is not necessarily concerned with you being the most high value guy ever if its top priority is just, okay, this is predictable, let's keep doing it, I'm comfortable, I'm safe here. You see what I'm saying? So ultimately, a lot of us guys out here, maybe we were not raised to think we were going to just kill the game with girls and every girl is going to want us, and maybe we didn't get that feedback from our environment when we were growing up. So now we maybe have put a little work into ourselves, but we're not seeing the results because our self-image has not caught up with the results that we deserve in our lives. So we're still getting old results even though we've worked on ourselves. Now, a few ways that this kind of manifests itself is, a lot of times if you aren't used to girls being interested in you, you're not going to go look for signs that they're interested in you. And here's the thing, I don't care unless you're like Drake or something and you're like top, like major celebrity, everybody knows who you are. Even if you're a high value guy, you still have to be the guy and go approach the girl. That's what we do. So girls are usually not going to show overt interest in you. So even if you're a high value guy, you still need to be able to notice subtle signs and notice that girls are interested in you. And if you're not looking for those, you're not going to see them. And if you don't see them, you're not going to get that feedback that tells your self-image, hey, I'm actually an attractive guy. And so it's not going to respond. And because of that, you can do all this work on yourself, but you're still going to carry yourself, act like, and look for proof that you really are not worth a girl's time. So what we need to do here is we need to change your expectations and change your self-image so that it becomes becomes a natural part of who you are to be attractive to women, to have success with women. Just like in your life, anything that you do regularly is because you expect it to happen. It's part of your self-image. It's part of who you are. If you go to the gym every day, some people are blown away. They're like, how do you go to the gym every day? Like, I can't manage to get myself out of bed. If that's something you do, it's because it's a part of your self-image. It's an expectation you have for yourself. And other people might be shocked by that, but clearly it can be done. And it's the same with any other area of your life. All you have to do is make it the expectation, make it part of the self-image, and you can start to get those results. Now, obviously, as I mentioned at the beginning, there are two kinds of guys who really struggle with girls. And the first one is that guy who really just doesn't have his crap together. And I'll be honest, if you try to make your self-image change, this might help you a little bit. But if you don't have your crap together at all, then it really doesn't matter. And you need to focus on step one, which is actually getting your crap together. This is not some mindset hack, law of attraction thing that's going to make everything come to you. This is about the fact that what we focus on is going to expand. And if we focus on the fact and have this self-image that tells us that we're not worth anything to girls, girls are not interested in us, then that's what we will get. And if you start to train your brain to look for the results that you want out of life, that you deserve, those new high value you results, you will start to get more of them. They will become more natural. Okay. So there are three real ways you can change these expectations and change your self-image. The first one is self-evaluation. This will allow you to see if you're actually the shit or not. So what you need to do is, like, guys generally have an idea, an understanding in their brain of what makes an attractive man to a woman. You know, your physique, your money, your game, what kind of car you drive, your social circle, your status, all these different things that guys tend to know make them more attractive to women. And what you want to do is actually evaluate yourself on all those things, okay? Like, detach from it, take a look, okay? Where do I actually rank on here? I've been talking about this as well. Like, I made a video the other day about treating yourself like a video game character and leveling yourself up. And all of this is about detaching so you can take a clear look at yourself. Because some people treat themselves like crap when they're actually doing pretty well, and then other people have too high of an opinion of themselves and they're really not doing very well at all, and they need some work. So take that self-evaluation, and what's going to happen here is maybe you think in your head, you still think you're like a 4, but you find out, okay, I'm kind of like an 8, you know, and then that will start to get the wheels turning. Okay, I'm actually like that dude. And then you start to raise your expectations naturally. When you do that, and maybe you look at it again, you're like, man, I'm a 3 and I got some work to do. No wonder I'm not getting any results with girls, and I just need to put my head down and get my crap together. Second thing you can do is start looking for opportunities and then confirming those opportunities. So what I mean is, consciously start looking around for women you could approach or women who might be interested in you. Learn at least what to look for in the subtle signs that a woman might be interested in you. And once you start to put that into your conscious awareness, you can start to notice it around you. And if you start to notice it around you, all you got to do is confirm it to yourself. Be like, okay, see, confirmation that girl's interested in me. I talked to this girl. She was, flirty, or she gave me her number, and just confirm it in your head every time. And you'll start to change that self-image. Basically, understand this, guys. This blew me away when I learned this fact. So every time you think a thought, you put a groove in your brain. Now, the groove is really, really small, and you can't even see it with your naked eye. But over time, if you think the same thoughts over and over again, the groove gets thicker and thicker and thicker and thicker. This is how habits are formed. So if you confirm to yourself once, okay, women are clearly interested in me. I'm a better looking guy than I thought. Maybe I'm an 8 rather than I'm a 4, or I'm a 10 rather than I'm a 4, whatever it is. You keep confirming that into your head, it'll get to be a real groove where it's part of who you are and it's a result that you expect to get. And by definition, it will be much easier to get that result because it'll be natural for you. And the third and final thing is visualizing the results you want. This kind of goes right along with that, with the groove mentality, the idea of building those grooves into your brain to expect certain results. This also has to do with your RAS, which is your reticular activating system. Understand that there is so much in the world that you could be paying attention to. Right now you're paying attention to me, and that's about all your conscious mind can stand. Maybe like a little background noise, things like that. But for the most part, you are paying attention to me, or you're scrolling right now looking for the next video you're going to watch, and you're just kind of mindlessly doing it. Whatever. You are still only focusing on a couple things. out of everything that you could be focusing on. So when you visualize, when you train your brain to think about certain things, your RAS starts to pick that out, because basically what your RAS does is determine, out of everything you could be focused on, where's the value? What's the thing that's actually valuable for me to pay attention to? So if you make it part of your expectation and what is valuable to you, to look for confirmation and for this to be a part of who you are, to be the attractive guy, it will become more natural, and you will be an expectation. It'll be part of your self-image. So do those 3 things, guys. You will watch your expectations and your self-image change. It does take a little bit of repetition, and that's actually a good thing, because you wouldn't want your brain to be able to completely change overnight, because that would be kind of bad. Now, if you got something out of this video, guys, go ahead and give me a like, hit the subscribe button and bell icon. You want to check out this video right here. It'll go along really well with it. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.